So if you're not solving any new problems, then your offer is naturally just going to get commoditized and people are going to copy it, and it never evolves, and you can't charge very much for it. So the difference is that you're constantly solving new problems as a consultant, and as a result, your offer continues. Hey there, this is Nick with Consulting Profits, and today we're going to talk about how much experience you actually need as an agency owner to become a consultant. I've been getting this question a lot from people I've been speaking to, specifically agency owners who are in the local business niche and things like that, where they don't really feel like they have the experience where they can actually go in and actually consult, their clients on their problems. Right. And this is a common misconception because it tends to stem from just really not knowing what problems to solve, but also getting over the limiting belief that, as a consultant, your role is essentially to find solutions for that client. No one goes in, with the ability of just knowing exactly what that solution is. And I'll kind of walk you through the framework of what this looks like. But the whole thing of it is that you need to be able to create solutions or find solutions and leverage them. And then what you do is you test it out on a client, see if it works before you roll it out to all your other clients. And then next thing you know, you're going to have a very unique offering. And that's exactly what Tyler did when I went in and turned his offer from just a typical lead gen offer into more of a consulting based offer. And when we turned it into more of a consulting based offer, he essentially went from $10,000 a month to, you can see here, $60,000 in monthly recurring revenue. So if anything, that proves to you that all these clients that you have want a full solution. And if you're struggling to sell your packages, sell your offers or things like that, it's very likely it's because you're only solving one piece of the puzzle and it's a commoditized service, right? So that leaves you with the gap of not knowing how to actually package a consulting offer and what you actually deliver in a consulting offer. So let's kind of go into it. With an agency owner, the problem is that you only solve one problem and have one solution. So most agency owners, for example, solve the problem of needing more leads. And you do that by just offering Facebook ads. The problem with this innately is that anyone can offer this service. There's nothing unique about this service. There's nothing that's different about it. And even if you do have something that's different about the way you run ads or, the way you craft offers or whatever it is, the problem is that the perceived offer from the people that you're talking to when you're pitching them and things like that or presenting this offer, they don't perceive it as anything different. And they definitely do not perceive it as a full solution, because even if you can generate a business more leads, it doesn't necessarily mean more business. You hear all the time that, clients of yours you've probably dealt with, you get them leads, but they don't end up calling them, or they say the leads are bad quality and this and that, and don't end up getting an ROI, which leads to you essentially feeling like crap because you're not able to deliver on your service, but also it doesn't give you conviction in actually selling this. And you're probably trying to sell this at $1,000 to $2,000 a month and getting a lot of pushback. You're getting a lot of objections. The reason why is it's not really a solution, nothing unique about it. And anyone can kind of offer this. They can, even if you know nothing about being an agency owner, you can go find a freelancer off Upwork, outsource the work, and all of a sudden, you have an agency offer, right? So the difference between what I'm going to show you today is that you're constantly adding onto your offer by becoming a consultant. So here's kind of the framework of, what a consultant does. Okay. So a consultant essentially finds a problem, delivers a solution, documents the solution, leverages the solution, and solves a new problem, and then rinse and repeat. So the reason why this is so powerful is because even if you're an agency owner and you do this once, right, you'll probably get to a point where you can, somewhat leverage this particular solution. But the problem is that when you solve a problem, there tends to be new problems that arise, and most agency owners aren't really solving any more problems. Right? So if you're not solving any new problems, then your offer is naturally just going to get commoditized and people are going to copy it, and it never evolves, and you can't charge very much for it. So the difference is that you're constantly solving new problems as a consultant, and as a result, your offer continues to evolve. So for example, in this case, let's say this business in particular needs more leads. You launch Facebook ads as the solution. You document what works. So maybe you find winning offers, winning creatives, whatever it is, and you document that whole system and you create a leverage solution out of it. So whether that's hiring a media buyer or you just have templates and things like that. But the point is that you have a niche that you can basically launch these same ads over and over and over again, and becomes very leveraged across all your clients. Then what typically happens is you run into a new problem. So in this case, the new problem is going to be that leads need to actually be turned into appointments. We've all dealt with clients who don't call their leads. They're too busy to call their leads. They think every lead's bad quality, things like that. Right? And then what ends up happening is they drop you because they're not seeing an ROI. So instead of letting that happen, take it one step further and basically run this same framework, but solve it again. So as a consultant, instead of just leaving it and being an agency owner where you don't solve this issue, your job now is to put time into basically running this framework again. So the next problem is going to be booking appointments, right? So what's a solution that you can offer? Now, you're not going to have a solution, so you have to develop a solution. Doesn't really matter how you develop a solution. You just need to find a solution that's actually going to work. So for example, in this particular case, I used an AI appointment setter to solve this solution. Now, I've had clients who just hire setters for them, or hires an in-house setter that calls leads for all their clients. But the point is that you need to find a solution. So let's say we find an AI appointment setter. I put in research, I figure out the software that's needed to create that. I build it out. It takes me 10 hours, right? You put in a good 10 hours to develop this solution. You document it. So you create an SOP around it, you template it out, and a lot of these solutions become very leveraged. So in this case, this solution is leverage one to many, which means that I just built this bot once, but let's say I'm running it in the roofing industry. Well, all I have to do is make very minor tweaks for me to launch it across 30 different clients, right? It just needs to be built once. So then that's your leverage solution. It's a one-to-many solution. So what most agencies fail to realize is, one, they have terrible fundamentals, right? If you're working with all these different businesses and different industries and you're constantly creating, like new solutions from scratch, right? But they're not leveraged, you're going to be the most stressed out agency owner out there, right? When I hear agency owners working with roofers, lawyers, accountants, and then they're trying to go after dentists and they're doing websites, they're doing like Facebook ads and doing Google ads and then trying to do SEO. I'm like thinking about it and gives me an absolute headache because they're not able to create a leverage solution. So your fundamentals need to be one niche, one offer, right? One core consulting offer, one leverage consulting offer, and then really just focus on your service, getting one service down. So whether that's Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, doesn't really matter, but then focus on really developing leverage solutions. So in this case, for an AI appointment setter to work, you need to be only servicing one particular industry, right? And then you can leverage it across many clients. Now, in this case, might not necessarily be true because you can create AI appointment setters for multiple industries with roughly the same templates and things like that. So it doesn't always apply, but as a general rule of thumb, it will make your life easier being niched down into one particular industry, right? So you create another leverage solution. And before we even get on to what this new problem is, which is obviously going to be, getting more reps in and things like that, sales reps for them and stuff, because they need to handle the appointments that you start to book them. This in itself becomes something you add to your offer. So now, instead of just offering, I just generate you more leads. Well, how about instead I generate you more appointments? So you're moving up, one step in the ladder, right, of solving the problems, one step up in the totem pole. Solving leads is just the bottom of the totem pole, right? There's so many more issues that you need to solve. And as you get higher and higher up the totem pole, you're able to charge more for the solutions. But this is where it gets interesting, is because then you add this into your offer. This becomes part of your offer because you've just developed a new solution. Now your offer is significantly better than most agency owners out there, and you've differentiated yourself. Now you just keep doing this over and over and over again. So as a consultant, all you're doing is solving the next problem up the totem pole. So in my experience, the next part is they need more sales reps. So how can I solve this, right? I'm thinking of ways to solve this, because once you install an AI appointment setter or a setter, they're just going to have so many appointments that they don't even know how to handle it. So this actually happened for a particular client we were running ads for. They got like 50 estimates in a single week, right? And they couldn't handle it. So instead of just being an agency owner and saying, hey, well, that's your problem, it's not mine, figure it out. Well, what can I install that's actually going to help them solve that problem, and add that to my offer? So the next problem becomes solving the issue of needing more sales reps. So why don't we just test something? Why don't we test a hiring funnel? Run some ads to hire sales reps. And what you're going to see is that you'll find a solution, spend 10 hours testing out a solution. Don't run this across all your clients. Run this against one client, right? Do this for one client and test it out. Spend 5 to 10 hours testing and figuring out what the solution is. And then from there, document an SOP, template it out, whatever you need to do to make sure that you have it documented. Then you can leverage it across all your clients. So it's a very simple framework. So the reason why it works is because you develop one hiring funnel. Again, if it's in the same niche, you SOP that, and then you can use it over and over again for the clients in the same industry, right? So that's how you start to develop solution. And then what's going to happen is they're probably going to need a sales manager to manage all these reps. So then, it becomes solving more and more of these issues. Now, there's going to be more and more issues as well, kind of within all of that, because, they're going to tell you more issues and things like that. So that's where your consulting is going to come into place, right? Is because you're going to have conversations with them. You're going to be doing weekly check-ins with them and things like that. And they're going to tell you, oh, I'm dealing with this issue. Instead of just brushing it off, write it down, come up with a solution for it. So very simple framework of problem, solution, document, leverage it, and then solve the next problem that arises after you've solved, all these different problems, because there's always a new problem to be solved in business. I guarantee it. Now, you will not know how to solve every solution. You got two options. Find a solution and implement it. Go seek out solutions that are already created, pull it into your offer, and leverage it for your clients. Very simple to do, whether that means you need to hire someone to do a build out, whether it means you find a software, whatever it is, or spend 5 to 10 hours in your client's business developing a solution. Okay, that's my favorite thing to do. But a combination of these things are really good. And essentially, consultants' offers are constantly evolving you, which makes your offer very unique, because you do this 10 times over and over again. You're going to have a crazy built out offer that no agency owner can just start up and compete with. The problem with these offers is anybody can just go up and spin up an agency offer like this in 10 minutes. Do you think they can copy an AI appointment setter in 10 minutes, a hiring funnel in 10 minutes? All these different other solutions that you create? Probably not. They're not even going to know where to start because it takes time to build this stuff out. So basically, to answer the question of how much experience do you need as an agency owner to become a consultant, you really don't need much experience. You need to have a baseline. You need to have your fundamentals of an agency owner. So if you don't have an agency, right, you can't become a consultant. You need to start here. But if you're an agency owner and this is all you're offering, and you're able to get clients, you've had a couple clients and things like that. Well, in order to go from like 10K to 50K per month, you need to add in consulting into your offer. So basically, you don't really need that much experience. You just need your fundamentals. And then when you are able to create a consulting offer, you're going to be able to charge significantly more because you offer a full solution. So when I say full solution, what I mean by that is essentially there's no way a client is able to fail if you're constantly creating solutions for them, right? They have to see an ROI. There's no chance that they will not see an ROI because you're constantly developing a solution for them. And that's what business owners want. They don't care about more leads, couldn't care less about more leads. They care more about getting an ROI. So how can you get them an ROI in the fastest way possible is by implementing stuff like this. So go out there, start solving problems, talk to your clients, create solutions, leverage them, and you're going to see your offer just constantly evolve and no one can copy you. You're going to have a very unique offer. So hopefully this answers some of your guys' questions. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys soon. If you guys like this type of content, please like and subscribe and comment for more. Thanks so much.